Oh, hey, what's up everyone? So I keep doing all these plate carrier reviews, and before we go on with those, I got two things I want to show you that you all keep asking me about. The two items I'll be showing you today are the Spiritus Systems Thing 1 and Thing 2. And I definitely don't use these how they were designed to be used. I'll show you. Let's get started. So like I said, I have the Spiritus Systems Thing 1 and Thing 2 to show you. And to be honest, it really doesn't fit perfectly in the role I want to use it for. But I want to explain how we got here and exactly what Spiritus Systems designed the Thing 1 and Thing 2 to be used for. But to do that, we got to go backwards for a second. So in the past, if you wanted to add items to your chest placard, you would have to use expander wings. And these expander wings would look a little bit like this, and they'd be extra little pouches that you could use to add mags or radios, or jam like a full-on chicken tender in here. And then at some point last year, the Spiritus System expander wings became unavailable. Then 6 months later, pow! There was a new product designed to replace the expander wings, the Thing 2. And I think a whole lot of people got excited because they wanted to use the Thing 2 to expand their chest placards like the expander wings originally did. But then they got the Thing 2 and got really confused. I mean, it looks like it would be similar, but it absolutely isn't. The Thing 1 and Thing 2 are designed by Spiritus Systems to expand a chest rig setup. So then, the Spiritus Thing 1 and Thing 2 are designed to replace the expander wings, but the Thing 1 and Thing 2 don't perform the way that an expander wing did. Am I missing something? Does this make sense to someone else? And who is wanting a chest rig and who's looking to expand it? Going into a firefight with this is, that's genius. So let me show you the Thing 1 and Thing 2 and test how Spiritus Systems wants us to use it over a slick plate carrier. Then I'll show you how to cut it up to make it actually useful on a plate carrier and all the little bits and pieces that you need to make it work. And then finally we'll do a pros, cons, and if I recommend it. Well, let's get started though, and actually we're gonna start out with the Thing 2 because it came out first, confusingly. Starting on the outside of the Thing 2 and working our way in, we see these 4 buckles on the side, and you'll see those on the Thing 1 also. Okay, and this is also all you're given. If you're thinking they're gonna give you some sort of connection or something to go into these, or some other piece, nope. Moving inward, we see a Tegris Molly section that you can use to connect in various bits and Molly whatnot pouches. Like here, I put on a pistol mag pouch on the Tegris Molly section just to kind of see how it all works out. On the back of the same Tegris section is a large pouch to place radios or magazines. Now, you would think that you could carry any sort of radio or mags or whatever you may need in here, and good luck. For some reason, Spiritus is married to a very specific radio that no military or civilian that I know would use. Now, I'm no expert though, and I'm certainly not a level 100 wizard. Maybe that radio is for like Instagram warriors. Anyway though, this mag pouch is cut specifically for that radio. So when you try to insert mags or anything else, it gets all hung up on the slots that are cut into it for the power and connections to the radio. If you can't tell, I absolutely love that. The next portion is the center padded portion that we connect our front placard into. Now, it does have some slits on the top to connect into your placard, but it only seems to fit only Spiritus placards. Now, we're not going to use those slits for our setup anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But flipping this over, we start to see where it's not anything like an expander wing and where the brain damage begins to start. The entire back is slick. There's no way to connect this into your plate carrier. But the bottom has this impossible to use slit to insert a dangler. Seriously, inserting a dangler in here is just not gonna happen. But I have a fix for this to make the whole thing work better. We cut it. Along the slit region, we have both the hook and loop, just sewn together for some dumb reason. If you take a knife and cut along the outside, you can free the edges, and now this part is removable. Hilariously, now it functions like every other placard that just uses some hook and loop to cover the hook section when it's not in use. And attaching a dangler is no longer impossible. It is mildly infuriating, as it seems like this was sewn down on purpose, so you're forced to buy specific products for very, very minor differences in need. Joke's on them though, you can make the Spiritus 2 actually useful if you're willing to cut it. And you can also easily now attach it to a plate carrier. And gasp, actually replaced the expander wings as this product was originally designed and said that it does. But before we show you how to connect all that up, let's take a look at the Thing 1 and all the details on this first. The Thing 1 is very similar to the Thing 2, and the differences are really only on the side pouches. Unlike the Thing 2, the Thing 1 doesn't have a preset MOLLE portion or the weirdly cut internal pouches, but instead uses a large pouch on either side. The pouches are designed to specifically fit that same radio Spiritus is pushing so hard, but thankfully it also fits two 5.56 magazines. The sides of the pouches have MOLLE slits and holes placed in smart places so you can connect in MOLLE bits or use the included ties to attach gear on the side. The Thing 1 does at least come with these cover straps and some elastic bands to connect the gear on the side. I mean, this does look like an expander wing, doesn't it? Nope, not unless you want to cut it. Again, we see the rear is slick back and will not connect into a front plate carrier without making some permanent improvements to the product. The rest of the Thing 1 is similar to the Thing 2 in its design and uses the same brain-damaged dangler slit that's impossible to use. Now, I don't know about you, but there wasn't a whole lot in this design that actually made sense, so I reached out to Spiritus Systems and I asked. Apparently, the expander wing was never designed to be used on a plate carrier, but people did it anyway. And Spiritus System didn't design the Thing 1 or the Thing 2 to be used with a plate carrier, and they instead said that you should use the Thing 1 and the Thing 2 with a chest rig over a slick plate carrier. But okay, that sounds like trying to fry an egg in the most complicated way possible, but let's try it. I took my HRT rack that I'm working on doing a review on and took everything off of it so it's just bare. Just like how you would use it. God, this makes no sense. Then I put the Spiritus Thing 1 together with a chest harness. And no, the chest harness is not included. You gotta buy it separately because you apparently. Then with our front placard and dangler attached, we take this whole apparatus and put it over our slick plate carrier. Oh, wow, this is fantastic. I can't imagine why you don't see this more often. The entire front placard, due to its forward-thinking design approach, attaches into nothing but the swift clips, so it dangles around and flops all over. Plus I have these extra whatnots and garbage all over the place. Routing comms and all the other things you'd need would be an absolute nightmare. I mean, seriously, where would you put all the cords for the comms and everything? I guess that's just my problem. This is dumb. So let's ditch this entire chest rig idea. I mean, they didn't supply us with these $60 straps anyway, so it works out perfectly. Instead, we make the required cuts to the back of the Thing 1 and Thing 2 so we can attach it to the carrier. But you still have a problem as these dangly side bits need a home. I used the axle chest retention kit in order to solve that problem. But be warned, this makes some of your front kit a little cluttered or hard to use if you're going all banana sandwich on loading up the cummerbund. I like to keep all my things up front, mostly because I have the flexibility of a rock, so this works for me, but it may not work for you and what you're doing. I'm also trying a bit of a different setup on the Cry SPC, where I use the Haley strategic retention straps to connect into the Thing 1 or Thing 2 as needed, and store the retention straps when I don't. Now, let's try this whole setup on our plate carrier and see how it all works out. As I said though, it does have some drawbacks as it uses a little bit of that cummerbund real estate, but it's way better than that slick carrier chest rig nonsense. Now on the Agilite K19, the Thing 1 and Thing 2 now connect into the front plate bag via hook and loop and then connect into the swift clips at the top. The entire setup is then secured via whatever side cummerbund attachment method you selected, as I use the axle kit on the K19 and the Haley clips on the Cry SPC. And yeah, none of those side attachments are actually included either. But this setup actually works and doesn't dangle all over the place, and it serves to expand the whole setup without making it all messy and complicated. One of the big reasons I like this is that I can expand up or down in moments. If the mission doesn't require anything additional, I can drop the Thing 1 or Thing 2 by just removing it from the placard, disconnecting the sides, and running a much smaller and lighter setup. And it's just as easy to then add extra expansion. You want to carry more mags or more radios? Psh, easy. Just lift up your placard and dangler and you can slide this under. Drop the placard down and connect it in on the sides. And you've added some expansion on the fly. Why they didn't design it this way from the beginning, I'm not entirely sure. So let's do the pros, cons, and let's do all that. The first pro, you can use it to expand your front plate carrier for various mission sets. I like to set up an entire Thing 1 with a placard and dangler and mags or maybe an additional radio, and then just have this whole thing set up in a particular caliber that I can then just move fully from carrier to carrier depending on weapon and caliber choice. Having the quick disconnect from Comm Gear Supply is key in making this happen though, and I'll put links in the description for all that. That's one pro, but it's a big one. Okay, cons. These side slits for whatever the heck this is on the Thing 2. Listen, I get it. You really want us to use whatever radio this is that you're pushing, but you're making inserting mags or anything else into this an absolute chore. I feel like I'm being punished just for using this. Moving on to the next con, why are the back of the Thing 1 and the Thing 2 slick? As it is, I don't understand why you would want this slick. And this small design decision seems like it was purposely done to limit its application. Almost like I'm supposed to buy some different special attachment that comes out later on. Anyway, my last con, why does it come with nothing? If it's meant to be used with a chest rig, where are the chest rig straps? You buy it and you just get this. Where is anything to complete this product? So in normal Spiritus fashion, the customer gets the shaft. And hilariously, both the Thing 1 and Thing 2 were given to me by viewers who basically said to me, I'm not gonna spend 60 more bucks to make this thing functional. So, do I recommend it? If you're willing to cut it, absolutely. Just know that your mission is likely different than mine, and your cummerbund may have more valued real estate than it is to me. If you buy this and do not plan to cut it, you'll get this setup. And I couldn't possibly recommend that. Best of luck on whatever you're trying to do in that scenario. So now you know more about the Thing 1 and the Thing 2 and why I use them and how you can use them to make them actually functional. And now I can talk about them and you actually know what I'm saying. But I gotta get back to this HRT RAC review before all of you hurt me. Thanks to all of our Patreon supporters. You're the ones that make it possible to buy all this gear and see what's recommended and what's not. And thanks to all of you that like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below what you would use your Thing 1 or Thing 2 for. All right, everyone, Walsh out. Dumb.